And you said to Miss Reed something along the lines of, "You're coming with me," correct?
I said, why don't you come with me?
Did you have a conversation with Mr. McCabe?
Objection.
Sustained.
But this is highly relevant. Didn't feel anything when Brennan was speaking. Why? Because Brennan was not speaking from the heart. Brennan was speaking from his brain. Which, by the way, when I say brain, I don't mean like he's got one.
When you left Waterfall, the people that were still there included Matt, your husband, and John O'Keefe. Is that right?
Yes.
You walked out with Karina Kolakithis and Karen Reed.
Yes.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up, It's the Law with your host Larry Foreman. I am here to continue the saga of Jennifer McCabe. This is probably going to be one of, not the last we have seen of her. We may make some more episodes, but it's just getting monotonous at this point, so we're going to finish up Jennifer McCabe in a couple more videos, and then we're going to move on to some other witnesses that have testified in this case, and I am really looking forward to that. The Nagels, Ian Whiffen, etc. So without further ado, let's just dive right in, folks. Jennifer McCabe continuing to lie to the FBI. I may be the DUI guy, but she's the lie to the FBI. Why? Let's go.
Ms. McCabe, after you said no, that you hadn't contacted anybody else, those two law enforcement officers from that separate agency who had told you it was a crime to lie to them, they left, correct?
Yes.
Subsequent to that, Mr. McCabe, your husband,
Objection.
Sustained.
they left you their card so you could call them if need be, correct?
Yes, they did.
And you, in fact, did call them back, correct?
Yes, I did.
Without telling me the content of the conversation you had, did you have a conversation with Mr. McCabe?
Objection.
Sustained.
But this is highly relevant.
Did you call them back and say, "I'm calling you back because my husband told me that I lied to you and I'd better clear that lie up"?
So sustained. Jurors, remember I told you before that only answers to questions are evidence?
I just love how Bev is protecting her, and you really think in your mind, Beverly, that your little side comments, because these are now your side comments, not Brennan's. Bev's side comments to the jurors only questions that are, don't pay attention to the side I'm sorry, I took a little nap. Your side comments are unwelcome here because I need another benzo because I'm too awake right now. Oh, folks. It looks really bad, and I love it. I love every second of it because the jury picks up on everything, just like you and I do. And when they see the judge protecting this woman at all costs from this big bad lawyer that they believe, they trust Jackson at this point. They have trusted him since opening statements because Jackson told them the truth and they felt it. Didn't feel anything when Brennan was speaking. Why? Because Brennan was not speaking from the heart. Brennan was speaking from his brain. Which, by the way, when I say brain, I don't mean like he's got one. I mean he's been speaking from his throat. Here you go. When you speak from the throat, nobody pays attention. When you speak from the heart, people pay attention. And Brennan was speaking from his throat. Jackson was speaking from his heart. If you don't believe me, go compare the opening statements. I did Jackson's, and you can probably find Brennan's on the trial channel. Shout out to you guys once again. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that all this attempt and all of these attempts at trying to protect Jennifer McCabe from the big bad wolf Jackson is all backfiring. Every instance is backfiring, and the jury sees it. The jury knows it. We'll see. We'll see how they vote in a couple of months.
May I?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. You ultimately called these officers back, correct?
Yes.
And you explained to them that you had been untruthful with them, correct?
I explained that I had forgotten to mention a couple of people that I had reached out to.
You had forgotten.
Oops.
Is that your testimony?
Yes.
You had forgotten. You remembered Matt and you remembered Carrie, but you had forgotten the others that you had just contacted maybe 30 minutes before.
Yes.
there were 5 people that you contacted, weren't there?
I contacted Matt.
Let's go through them. I'm just
Yeah.
asking yes or no. You know them?
I know 4 off the top of my head.
Okay, let's go through them.
Okay.
You contacted your husband, correct?
Yes.
You contacted Carrie Roberts, correct?
Yes.
You contacted Peggy O'Keefe, correct?
Yes.
Then, Ms. McCabe, you contacted the district attorney's office, correct?
My witness advocate.
The district attorney's office.
My witness advocate who works
Miss-
for the district attorney's
Thank
office.
you, Ms. McCabe.
Yes.
And you also left out that you contacted Brian Albert himself, correct?
Yes, my brother-in-law.
For some reason, your brother-in-law, who's the 30-year Boston police detective, correct?
Yes.
And on whose lawn John O'Keefe was found dead or dying. Objection.
I'll allow that.
Correct?
Yes.
For some reason, you did not want these officers to know that you had communicated specifically with Brian Albert, the homeowner, just before you talked to them. Correct?
No, incorrect.
There was some reason that was important enough for you to lie about that, even though you had been admonished that it's a crime to lie about that to those officers. Correct?
Incorrect. I didn't lie to them. I had forgotten who I had called.
I had accidentally omitted information, Mr. Jackson. I had forgotten about it. I didn't lie. Do you really think that anybody believes you? Woman, you're a monster. As I said before, how can we believe you if you don't believe you? That's the baseline. If we feel that you believe in your own words, we'll say, okay, maybe she's got something. But she doesn't believe her own words. She keeps like fishing in her mind for the answers rather than just, when a person is telling the truth, it just comes out naturally. It comes out seamlessly. There's only one answer in the entire 4-hour cross-examination or 6-hour cross-examination. It was one time when she was like, I'll be honest with you, I hadn't brushed my teeth yet. That was the only honest thing that she said in her entire testimony. She forgot to brush her teeth. Part 4 says exactly that. Part 4 is like, it's the truth, trust me. And I actually do. That's the sad part. I believe that she didn't brush her teeth because that's the first time her face just changed and she was like this gentle soul for 5 seconds, for 3 seconds. I haven't brushed my teeth, and I felt embarrassed basically to come and talk to them. And then we're back to lies territory. It's nice that we actually got a glimpse of that because the jury can compare and contrast in their minds of when this woman was actually truthful for 0.25 seconds.
Yes. Matt said, who have you spoken to?
Objection.
You can't object. The answer is already, shut up, Brennan, sit
Ms.
down.
McCabe, I want to draw your attention to January 28th. You had gone out drinking with your family at the Waterfall Bar and Grill, correct?
I went with my husband and met my sister, yes.
And met the other family, correct? The other family members, meaning
My niece.
Matt McCabe, Nicole, Chris, Julie, Caitlin, correct?
Yes.
And I think you mentioned Tristan was there as well?
Yes.
You were later joined by Nick and Karina Kolakithis, is that right?
Yes.
Ultimately, Brian Higgins showed up,
Yes.
and Brian Albert showed up.
Yes.
You previously indicated that Caitlin's boyfriend, Tristan, left early for whatever reason. He had errands to run or had to get to bed early for some reason. Is that right?
He left before us, yes.
So he didn't stay through the shank of the evening.
Through the what?
The shank of the evening, through the course of the evening.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And ultimately,
I must say, I love that. He didn't stay for the shank of the evening. That was intentional. It's not a phrase that is used in common parlance, and Jackson knows it. It's just to throw her off a little bit. Shank of the evening. It sounds like, when John O'Keefe got stabbed, which John O'Keefe never got stabbed. There's no evidence of that. I just find it humorous that he tries to throw her off this way. I like that.
at the Waterfall, John O'Keefe and Miss Reed showed up as well.
Yes.
You didn't see any tension at all between John O'Keefe and Karen that night, did you?
No, I didn't.
They appeared to be getting along,
Yeah. Yes.
sort of a normal couple having a nice evening out together.
Yes.
Neither John nor Karen Reed appeared drunk or inebriated, out of sorts.
No, I wouldn't categorize them as drunk or inebriated.
And not
But again, I don't know what the definition of drunk is.
Well, that's a fair statement. I'm
Yeah.
not asking for their BAC, but they didn't appear to be stumbling around, falling all over themselves and sloppy drunk, correct?
No.
Out of control, nothing like that.
No.
Okay. You did see Brian Higgins and Brian Albert at a high top table sort of together through the course of that evening, correct?
We were all kind of around like a long high top table.
And John O'Keefe, and as you look at I'm going to use the perspective of the video that we've seen, that camera angle that we've seen. John O'Keefe and Miss Reed were sort of further off in the corner, closer to the bar rather than to the tables, correct? Along with the Colaquitases and those, and you, as a matter of fact.
Yes, at different times, everyone was kind of moving around. I spent the majority of the time that Karen and John were there speaking with Karen.
And that was sort of over toward the bar.
We weren't in the bar, we were at the table, so it was one side of the table and the other. It wasn't like far away.
Right.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm using the bar sort of as a landmark for nothing. I didn't mean you were sidled up to the bar, but just sort of as a landmark. You were closer to the bar than, for instance, in the foreground, which would be the high top tables in the foreground, correct?
We were just on the other, I'm confused about this. We were just on the other side of the table.
Okay. You did see on the opposite side of that high top table, that's where Brian Albert and Brian Higgins were standing, talking, and communicating with each other. Is that right?
I believe so. I was talking to Miss Reed. I wasn't really paying attention to them.
Did you ever see those two men get physical with one another that night?
I did not that night. I did not see
The grab
that.
ass.
Have you ever seen a full review in all the hours that you've sort of prepped for your testimony? Have you been shown that Waterfall video from the time you got there until the time you left?
Not the full video, but I have seen a good portion of it, yes.
Okay, and you've certainly seen the portion where Brian Albert and Brian Higgins get up from the table and sort of get physical with one another, correct?
I would say more like play fighting, and Nick Colaquitas was a little bit like doing it with them as well.
Okay, so the physical part is, all I'm asking is, did they touch each other? Yes.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And you described it as play fighting, correct?
But I don't, if we could watch the video, it might explain it better than I could.
We probably will.
Oh, okay.
But right now, I'm just asking about your memory. You remember them squaring off on one another, playing, but squaring off on one another.
The funniest part about all this, and only a lawyer can appreciate it, is how much Jennifer is fighting for her life, for control. She's like, play the video. I will play it when I will play it. Oh, okay. We're just going off of your memory. Well, if you play the video. No, we're not playing the video. Just sit down and answer my questions, woman. But okay, but it would help my memory. If like, dude, stop trying to be in control. You are not in control here, Jennifer McCabe. I know it's hard. I know it's hard for you to let go of the control, but you're going to have to. Okay, honey?
I don't remember them squaring off. Like I said, I just watched the video. I don't remember it from that night, and I didn't really pay attention. It looked like foolish, like guys. Just I don't even know how to describe it.
From your perspective, having watched the video, it appeared that they squared off on each other and sort of took a fighting stance.
I didn't look at it that in depth, so I could not say that.
Did you see them walk up to each other and grapple with one another? Like they didn't notice punching each other.
Right.
I get that. Were they grappling with one another, like faking punches to each other?
I don't know.
Almost
Really?
like sparring a little bit.
Really?
I don't honestly know.
But you
Really?
I saw them together. It's blurry, and they're kind of, I don't know really what they're doing.
Okay, but they weren't standing there.
Woman, no one is buying it. You know exactly. Oh my God. You know, liars are going to lie. I get it. Narcissists are going to narcissist, and manipulators are going to manipulate, and she's all three. But the problem is, like, sometimes you forget your narrative. You realize you have to concede some points. You can't just fight him on everything. You look so stupid when you do that. You really don't realize how ridiculous and stupid you sound and you look. I'm being genuine. And she's just trying every which way. Well, I'm just an innocent mama. I was just doing mom things with Carrie Roberts. And I wasn't doing nothing, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jurors, I'm just an innocent little lady who just got caught in this whatever.
They were holding hands for
Oh, God, no. No.
They weren't on their phones, right?
They were engaging with each other, playfully, grabbing at each other. I don't really...
Playfully grabbing at each other, play fighting, correct? That's my point.
I'd have to watch the video to categorize it as play fighting.
You don't have that in your head?
I didn't know. It was a quick clip. I wasn't like focusing on Brian and Brian. I was just identifying that that was myself in the video, and there was Miss Reed, and I believe Miss Reed actually did some play fighting to Matt.
There was, in fact, to Matt.
Yeah, I feel like she was about like this to Matt at one point. Yeah, in the video.
So let's talk about
What?
Brian and Brian. Brian Higgins and Brian Albert. Those two men, very large in stature, correct?
They're big guys. Yeah.
Big boys. A lot bigger than me, right?
Yeah.
They took a fighting stance with each other and started grappling, playing, coming toward each other as if they were engaging in a fake physical altercation, correct?
I did not see that. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
You didn't even see it on the video.
I saw them on the video grabbing at each other. I didn't see stances but again, I didn't pay much attention to it.
And that's your best memory as you sit here today?
Yes.
Okay. Eventually, you, your husband, Brian Albert, Brian Higgins, Nicole, Caitlin, everybody went over to 34 Fairview at the end of the night,
Yes.
correct? The bar closed at, I'm guessing, midnight.
Okay.
Is that right?
I think we were wrapping up around then. I don't know what time it actually closes.
When you left Waterfall, the people that were still there included Matt, your husband, and John O'Keefe. Is that right?
Yes.
You walked out with Karina Kolakithis and Karen Reed.
Yes.
And you said to Miss Reed something along the lines of, "You're coming with me," correct?
I said, why don't you come with me?
Okay, fair enough. You were prompting her to join you for the ride over to 34 Fairview. Is that right?
Yes.
You even went outside and sort of waited in the cold. There's a video. Have you seen the video of you outside? The surveillance video of you outside in the cold?
Yes.
And you're sort of waiting there, moving from foot to foot like it's freezing out, which I'm sure it was, correct?
Yes.
In a big puffy coat of some kind, right?
So the question was, I moving foot to foot in a coat? Yes.
My question is more, did you see yourself waiting outside in the cold?
I saw myself convert. I believe I was in a conversation at that point when I was standing out there with John and Karen.
And that's when you were asking Karen to come with you?
No, I had asked Karen previously when we were at the door to come with me because I didn't know how long Matt and John were going to be in the bar because they
Right.
were in there still.
And that would have, by definition, brought Karen to 34 Fairview separate and apart from John O'Keefe if Karen had come with you. Is that
Yes.
right? Ms. Reed ultimately declined your invitation and did go with John. Is that right?
John ended up coming to the door, so they just went together, yes.
And finally, you walked away and went with your husband, Matt, over to 34 Fairview in your personal vehicle, correct?
Yeah.
What a woman. Ah, what a demon. What a devil of a human Jennifer McCabe is. Oh, my goodness. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Why? Because every day at 1 o'clock, you're going to get a short. At 4 o'clock, you're going to get a new video from trial number 2. And at 7 o'clock, you're going to get a new video from trial number 1. We're going to continue this except for the weekends, when for the exact same time frames, 1, 4, and 7. Sometimes I do 1, 3, and 6 as well. Kind of gives you a little bit more time to watch if you'd like on the weekends, since there is no trial on the weekends. At 1, 3, and 6, I will premiere a short and then 2 new trial videos. So I've been trying to do that a little bit on the weekends because I know you guys are hungry for content and I'm trying to deliver as much as possible, time permitting. So yeah, that's why you should subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow, we're going to continue with some more Jennifer McCabe, and then we are going to pivot to other witnesses in the trial. And of course, parallel to that, we are going to finish up Trooper Paul, the most incompetent accident reconstructionist in the universe. And I'm sure he's going to testify at some point in trial number 2. And also, we're going to premiere Brian Albert from trial number 1. So folks, there's a lot to look forward to. May is going to be saturated with Karen Reed content, probably for the rest of the month. And then if and when we run out of content to do 3 videos a day, we're just going to go back to 2 videos a day. We're going to do a short and a long video. So be on the lookout for that, folks. But for the time being, 1, 4, and 7, they're all Eastern Daylight Times, in case you're wondering. So if you're in Europe, it's going to be much later in the day. If you are in California, it's going to be a bit earlier in the day, and so on. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.